are live NBA rundown time. RunPureSports.com, the place to be. And we have one of the most successful men in the daily fantasy industry with us. That's right. Travis Mangone is here. And of course, my co-host Tyler Hicks giving you guys all the winners. Travis, you're telling me before the show started how much you're loving playoff basketball. How has this week been for you? And I can only say one thing. It's only going to get better, my friend, because the first round, I can't wait for some of these second round series. But we've seen some good basketball so far. What have been your main thoughts?
Yeah, I've loved it. It's definitely been good DFS-wise, so I can't complain. It's been pretty profitable, feels like. So I'm pretty happy about that. But watching the good basketball games is great too, right? We get to watch actual real games, real rotations. You know, we get to watch Jamal Murray go at it with Ann Edwards. That was a lot of fun the other night. I really enjoyed that game. So I'm enjoying the beam being lit, a lot. That's been awesome. Rubio Dimes that we need 2 more games to take him down and get my 20 lunches versus 1. So feeling pretty confident. I know he's shaking in his boots so much that he actually already tried to buy out. And I said, no, Rubio, you're getting punished for this terrible wager that you made. So, I need the Kings to light the beam. I'm hoping they can pull it off spread. So we're still rooting it on. And playoff basketball's been fun. I mean, yes, some games have been a little bit lame and boring, but hey, if I'm winning DFS money, I'm not going to complain about it. And it's better than watching regular season stuff and just doing all this work all day and then boom, like everyone's ruled out at 6:30. I'd like us to settle down on all the guys sitting. Let's start playing some guys, some real games. But overall, it's been a good time.
All right, and Tyler, it was a good time for us and the Run Pure members last night when we got maybe the easiest win of the playoffs so far.
Yeah, I think that's the easiest. What was 240 total? We didn't even break 220.
Yeah. So that was nice. Of course, we kind of head on over, take advantage of that NBA playbook, use those RPB tags, runpuresports.com. What were your other takeaways from last night? But before we went on, you mentioned that it was 11:59 West Coast time, and I was already complaining. I'm a crotchety old man. Hey, wait till you be my age. You'll be complaining too. Your back hurts when you get out of bed in the morning. But the source of my complaints was Joel Embiid just falling all over the floor again. You guys were defending his behavior. What do you think, Tyler?
I'm not fully defending it. My argument was because you were like, oh, he might sit game 4. I was like, yeah, well, they physically beat the hell out of him last night. They were undercutting him. They knocked him over a few times. You're like, oh, the guy's just throwing himself all over the floor. Old man angry.
Yeah, I am angry.
Yeah, so.
I shouldn't be.
I get it, he flops sometimes, but those guys were beating the hell out of him last night.
Good for them. What do you think, Travis? What were your major takeaways from last night? Of course, that ended up being a close game. The Nets almost broke the cover streak, right? It would depend on what time you got it, but it was 4.5 when we did the show yesterday. The Sixers end up winning and covering by 5. Then the Kings got blown out, right? I kind of called that one on the show. It was tough for me, Travis, yesterday. I think you were in the chat, right? I mean, they were giving the Kings so much praise, and I just couldn't do it. So the Warriors catch that ticket. And then let me victory lap this one, Tyler, because you said I was going to be messaging you lamenting my pick on the Clippers. But I'd have to give you the little emoji where the guy goes, hey, what do you expect, as I cashed that Clippers ticket. What were your thoughts on the other 2 games last night, Travis?
Yeah, if we want to go back in time, 2 days when I told you that Timberwolves bet wasn't going to work out for you, spread, that bet didn't work out for
What you. Timberwolves bet? I bet the Nuggets both nights.
Oh, then okay. Then never mind. It was Title we were making fun of. I don't know. Whoever we were making fun of. But,
it was Title that liked the Wolves. He took them straight up. He took the money line.
No, that was not a good bet, Title. I don't know what happened with the EV that you normally grab, but that was not it. I mean, so the Embiid stuff. Let me go there. I agree. The flopping stuff is annoying, but one thing I'm just gonna mention is he's literally been told by doctors, he's been told by the team, it's better for you to fall. So you're 7 feet tall and weigh whatever he weighs. I don't know, 280, 300. He weighs a lot. You're gonna try and catch your body and roll your ankle or tear your ACL or just let your body fall to the ground. He literally is taught that. Now he's flopping a little bit for sure. I agree, but The whole going to the ground thing, it's not the end of the world. The flopping is the issue, right? I'm at least going to say that. I don't have an issue with him falling on the ground every play because, again, he's a big guy. It makes sense. But the whole, like, flopping stuff's ridiculous, too. The ejection on Harden was absurd. I didn't understand that. Like, he elbows him in the balls, but he doesn't intentionally do it. I thought that was ridiculous. I thought, if anything, Embiid you could have given.
Do you think that's the get back call where they're like, we should have kicked Embiid out? It was so early in the game, we didn't do it. Like, Harden does one little thing, you're gone.
My issue with the kick from Embiid is I feel like Claxton initiated with the step over, right? Like if Claxton doesn't step over and it's like somehow Embiid initiates, I think he comes out. So, I think he gets ejected. So I think that's why. I think because Claxton did initiate to some degree. So I think that's why. But yeah, I mean the Draymond suspension was absurd. That was absolutely egregious as well. Just let the
wait.
It was. What do you spread?
Okay, I was neutral on it either way, but you can't say it's egregious. I mean, the dude's stomping on a dude on the ground.
Yeah, the other dude's grabbing his foot. I mean, it just
okay. This happens all the time, though. I push you, you punch me. Who gets ejected?
Yeah,
who gets suspended? The guy who throws the punch. The guy that retaliates worse and gets caught.
It's different when
you're stupid.
It's different when your leg is grabbed because you literally can't move.
Okay, but you're watching that and you're telling me that I mean, he didn't just stomp him full force. I mean, it's not like.
I mean, again,
I don't think it was egregious. I would be fine if he wasn't suspended. I don't think that it had to be a suspension, but I was kind of fine with it going either way.
Yeah, it wasn't. I think if it's any other person, if it's Tyler doing it, it's not an ejection. Like it's not a suspension. It's just saying it's.
Tyler, please don't stomp on me when we play basketball.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I mean, overall though, it's been a fun playoffs for me. I mean, I've enjoyed it. It hasn't been as boring, I think, as people thought it might be. Some injuries have obviously made it more intriguing as well. I mean, I know Tyler's not a huge jaw guy, but Tyler, let's create fake scenarios. Spread loves these, and I like these too. Take Tyus Jones, Desmond Bane, and Jaren Jackson Jr. That's your future, and trade Ja Morant. What are we getting for him? Like we talked about this I think last week, but like it's just so evident it could be something incredible. Like,
all right, let's just pick a team. Like let's just say the Knicks call. How much of that is getting sent to Memphis for him?
Oh, because like they're not giving up Brunson, and like you're not getting like Barrett's not it. Like I don't know, you'd have to find the right spot. I wish it would happen. It's not going to. This is NBA 2K. I'm trying to play. I should understand what I'm doing, isn't it? But right. I don't know, Fred. I like the scenario. What about you?
Let's do fake trades in the offseason. I got too much to ask you, Travis. I only get you once a week. Okay, we got to get the stuff. All right.
I love the fake trade machines.
All right, so. Yesterday, up until the game tipped off, I was a villain amongst my friends because I have a lot of casual friends, right, that just started watching NBA playoffs. Oh, the Kings are good. We're going to pay in. And they all said, I'm going to bet the Kings. I'm going to bet the +6, right? And I said, don't do that. F you, this and that, right? But, this is the difference with these teams at home. So we talked about it on the show yesterday, and I said, hey, as great as we're feeling in Sacramento, it's not far-fetched that the Warriors win 2 in Chase Center. Then they head back for a 3-game series in which they have momentum and the championship experience, where we're still like a new team learning through these things. What do you think of the Kings-Warriors series, Travis?
I mean, I think the Kings are going to win the series. I still believe in them. I mean, I liked them at the start. I really wanted to bet them. It was hard though without at that number. I definitely was a little nervous about that, but my heart definitely wanted them. I thought they were good enough, and it looks like they're good enough. Malik Monk's looked incredible. If he does regress, that will hurt them a bit. I'm surprised Alex Len is getting as much run as he is. That's been really odd. But
why? Why are you surprised?
Alex Len sucks, but because they have no one.
I mean,
else.
He's getting like 15 minutes. I mean, it's not crazy.
15 minutes too many for my basketball team, but yeah.
I got a hot take for you guys.
Why?
Sorry, we can't all have Robert Williams Jr. and Al Horford.
Your guys' boy Kayvon Herter, regular season stud, postseason scrub.
No, that's a bad take. They're they're selling it. They were selling out for him on like the first couple series. Like that's why they're getting all these open shots, is they're selling out on Herter so hard that other guys are getting open. Without people forget sometimes that like when you have that stretch shooter like that, you have to pick your poison, right? And like when you pick the poison, like he's either got to make his shots or you leave other guys wide open. That's why they're getting such open looks. That's why Malik Monk can do whatever he wants. That's why De'Aaron Fox is getting all these ISOs and not getting doubled. If you double De'Aaron Fox at the top of the key and hedge, the ball's just going to move around until it gets to Kayvon Herter, and then it's in the hoop. Spread?
I mean, you know, I'm Team Herter.
We're doing like 3 different things right now.
I'm Team Herter. I was letting you know, I've been criticized mainly by our Monday guest, but for interrupting, I'm trying to step back a little. Tyler, what do you think?
Interrupt me, Spread. If you want to interrupt, that's perfectly fine.
Especially if you say stuff like that suspension was egregious. Now, I'll agree. Now, if he didn't get suspended, I wouldn't say either way, but I was saying that's like a perfect 50-50. Tyler, Kings, Warriors. You know, Warriors, don't throw dirt on this dynasty yet. As a Kings fan, I'm a little concerned. Like I said, it seems to me fairly plausible the Warriors win another one. Now we're 2-2, heading back for a 3-game series, and they have all the experience. What are your takeaways on that series?
Yeah, I mean, you guys just didn't look good last night. You could tell it was their first road playoff game. They turned over the ball a shit ton last night. We talked about it. It was like, is this team going to come out and look for blood, or are they going to come out and look like a deer in the headlights? And they looked like a deer in the headlights last night. Now, with Draymond coming back, it's going to help the Warriors to a point, but they beat them twice with them already. Like, if they don't turn over the ball as much and they hit some of their open shots in Game 4, they could easily still steal Game 4 and go up 3-1. So, I'm still not rolling them out. I still think they etch this series out in the end. I'm with Travis.
All right. They're going to
win this.
You guys are going to love this because you'll probably have no idea who I'm talking about. Well, you might know him as an announcer. But my new hot comparison that I love to make, and the chat's going to hate me because they're going to have no idea who I'm talking about, but that Kawhi Leonard is going to be this generation's Bill Walton, a player that could have been a top 10 player of all time, but through no fault of his own, injuries have really robbed him and the NBA fans of the greatness that we would like to see. Obviously, when he was ruled out during that show yesterday, Tyler, we all tried to run to bet the Suns. If you got that bet in, you won. If you listened to me and took the Clippers at the new number, you won. But let's talk about Kawhi Leonard and the effect that had on that game and that series. Man, this was really shaping up to be an all-timer as far as first-round series goes. And now I feel like it's lost some of its juice. What are your thoughts, Tyler?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely lost some of its juice. I'm not sure if it was just a one-game miss or if he's going to be out for a little bit. I mean, they played the dude 42 minutes in Game 1. They said he injured the knee in Game 1.
Right.
Fought through it in Game 2. Couldn't go in Game 3. So for him to be able to fight through it for one game and then not go to the next, it isn't a good sign. But I think you see in the next game, at least for a little bit, this series could still be very interesting. But I do think the Suns, if he's not there, they're going to take it in 5. They're just going to cruise right through this team. They're not going to be able to keep up with them. I know they shot very well last night and they covered, but you're not getting that Norm Powell.
First of all, I know I'm
Westbrook
victory lapping, but let's be honest. Was that a lucky cover or what?
Yeah, I mean, you got Norm Powell.
I was on the wrong side. We'll be honest. That was the wrong side. There was some luck involved in there. Thank you, Clippers, for fighting hard till the end. Travis, what are your thoughts there? You know, Clippers University, we were all ready to re-enroll back to school with Rodney Dangerfield, and now it looks like the school's out for summer. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, Russell Westbrook, I did play him last night in DFS. You know me, I like to make fun of him, but
yeah,
I don't know if you've seen the outfits that man's wearing. That man is coming in with some swagger every single
Is it worse than what Dylan Brooks is wearing?
No, he's literally just wearing a pretty plain outfit with just he's got the shirt all the way unbuttoned. Like, he's showing it off. He's got swagger right now, Spread. I mean, he's feeling himself out there on the court. And he's looked good. I'll give him that. The whole, like, small ball lineup that they're trying to pull off there, of course, like, the Suns are just going to shoot over him like it's a chair and there's nothing you can do about it. I think the biggest takeaway from this series so far, Spread, is the Suns don't look as good as everyone thinks, right? Like, everyone said this team's just going to steamroll through, and they haven't looked as great. And, I mean, especially even last night. I mean, you can't let Norman Powell drop 40-plus on you, right? I mean, come on.
Like, I mean, you can if you win.
Yeah, you still can't, Spread. I'm sorry. This is not a team that's – I'm not impressed with this team. I'm just telling you that right now. The Suns against the Nuggets, I'm curious to see what that line will be, because I mean, Tyler, wouldn't you agree the Nuggets, even though they're the 1 seed, might come in as the dog? Like, I think they will come in as the dog, right?
I think this is a lot harder matchup for the Suns than the Nuggets will be, though.
What? Oh, you think this one is?
Yeah.
That's the one thing I was trying to think through. But then
where are the Suns weak at? It's the depth point. They don't have any depth. They knew after game 1, it's like we cannot win bench minutes against this Clippers team. So they got to just dig the starters in, play them 40 plus. What's always killed Denver over the past few years?
Yes.
Wing scores. You're sending Booker and Durant versus these guys.
But
don't even try to tell me Jokic because Ayton's handled that before.
No, the Nuggets are not playing DeAndre Jordan anymore. When you talk about their really bad bench and everything, it's always because the guys they have in there are scrubs. They're not playing those scrubs as much. So their bench is a little bit stronger if you look at the way they stagger. So I don't know. I'm just not impressed with the Suns. I'm not saying like I'm holding really good Suns tickets. Like
really, you're not. I mean, Devin Booker looked unstoppable last night.
It's easy to look unstoppable when there's a bunch of midgets out there and they're double teaming Kevin Durant. Like I hope he can get a bucket. I mean, right?
What do you think he's going to do to KCP, Jamal Murray, and Michael Porter Jr. when Aaron Gordon's too busy chasing around KD?
KCP is going to do all right.
Yeah,
that old man's getting torched.
Old man slander again.
I mean, I think the point I'm getting at is, are you impressed with the Suns so far? Like, you still think they're this good?
I don't think they're as impressive, but I also think they were gonna have growing pains. I mean, they played 8 games together. Now you got to figure it out on the fly. And I don't think that Denver's as hard of a matchup. They're gonna pick and roll Jokic. They're gonna expose his bad defense too.
Yeah, coming from the guy who's hated on Jokic all year. Yeah, we'll buy this one.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I came back on him after a while. I haven't said much about him.
But yeah, so
at least he can play basketball without falling down every 2 minutes.
I guess, Spread, the point I'm getting at is like I'm holding Suns tickets that are good. I might sell them. I don't know when, but like I'm not impressed. That's all I'm getting at. Like,
here's the question.
So, let me ask one first. How were you not impressed with that performance last night?
I'll admit I wasn't watching the whole game last night, but I normally watch every game, but I did not get to watch last night as much.
Okay. Were you pulling a Kurt? Love to see it.
Yeah, I don't normally do that, but I was out with friends. I was doing something. But I just, from what I've seen, and I saw the other 2 games, I just don't think they're that like impressive. Like
I thought they looked unstoppable.
So who's the most impressive team in the West?
Westbrook is like leading just a bunch of like absolute just clowns to like cover. Like
those are all solid role players.
I mean, I just, again, I'm not sold this is a title team. Like, I'm just not.
So who's impressed you in the West?
What?
Who's impressed you in the West? Denver, who blew a 20-point lead when they fell asleep in the third quarter?
The Kings and Lakers are the 2 teams that have impressed me the most.
Wow.
Well, I like the Kings in the first round. They ain't making the championship.
I think they can.
Wow.
I think they have the ability to. They have a full.
This is a great show today. Hit the thumbs up, guys.
Dude, they have it. Like they have it all. They have the spread. They have the guys to spread it out. They have the star to close the game. They have a lot of ways to beat you. The question's going to be, will the moment be too big for them? Like when we get into these big games, like that's going to be the question for me. Like, will they be able to win these game 6s and game 7s in like these big moment spots? I think they're better than people think.
I agree they're better than people think, but I think once they play a defensive minded team, they're screwed. I think this is the best matchup they could have caught in first round.
So what defensive minded?
How are the Warriors not defensive minded? They had the best defense in the league when they won the championship.
When they won the championship spread, that's last year.
That was last year. This is the same guys.
No, it's not. There's a lot of guys missing.
Who's different? Otto Porter?
You got bench guys missing. These guys are a year older.
Who's missing?
They already have miles on their legs. Like
literally, the only person that's gone is Otto Porter.
Look at the numbers from this year. Their defense isn't the same. You can tell me, oh, they got the same bodies. Their numbers aren't the same. Why are their numbers not the same?
Because they're not freaking
same bodies, right, Spread?
Because they're not trying.
Oh, you're going that route. Coming from the guy that's criticized LeBron for taking plays off, and then he clamps down on guys whenever he wants. They're not trying.
I may win a lot of money betting, Travis, but Tyler owns me on this show on a regular basis.
Gotta step it up, spread. I mean, you gotta make sure you remember your take.
I catch him looping around the bush too many times, and I'm like, nope, you've been here before.
You gotta watch it. You gotta make sure you can't. He's holding you accountable. You know.
I do contradict myself a lot. I definitely do fall prey to bias, but
like I mean, again, the West is really open. It's still very open. The point I'm getting at, Tyler, is if you asked everyone, oh, who's winning the West?
They're gonna tell you the Suns,
like, oh, the Suns. The Suns got this. Like, no doubt, right? Go ask the guy at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Dude, it's tough not to think that watching last night. That was in Los Angeles.
Yeah, because the Clippers are known for a huge home crowd spread. The crowd is a huge advantage for the Clippers. You're right. You got me, Fred.
Fred, you're getting torched at the beginning of
this
show.
On, Fred. This is like watching the Los Angeles Rams. There's no home court advantage. Like,
oh my gosh. Oh man, if I didn't win so much money betting NBA, I would be crying right now.
You're not going to cry because your Kings are looking good. I will say, listen, I like the Kings, but that series is going to be a dogfight. Like, the Warriors aren't going down hard.
I'm worried about us in Game 7 at home, right?
But see, spread. That's the thing. If they can win, and I think it's kind of nice that they got the Warriors a little early, just because I think they are the team that can do it, and like I think this will help mature them a little faster. Like if they win a Game 6 or Game 7 against the Warriors, like De'Aaron Fox is gonna be like, he's gonna have the confidence going into these other series. Like I think the Kings are definitely like I was on Friday, right? So my takes from now on are like Kings are better than I thought. Suns I'm not as impressed with. Denver has looked good. Like, if you get Jamal Murray looking like he's been, they're going to be pretty good. Obviously, the Suns that's going to be a pretty good fight. I'm going to try to go to one of those games, the Suns and Nuggets game. I'm going to try to go to either Game 2 or Game 5. I have a couple of friends go, and they were trying to pick a game. So I'm going to try to go to that. That'll be a lot of fun to watch. I think the Lakers look better than I thought, too. I think they're the team that's going to come out. I think Lakers-Kings would be a fun series, or even Lakers-Warriors. So the West has gotten a little more fun for me. The East has gotten lame. I'm not impressed with the Bucks that much. I know they had a huge win against the Heat but I think this Heat team's just not.
Bro, the Heat suck.
My word,
the Bucks shouldn't even lost Game 1.
This is wild. I mean, Wednesday these guys are afraid of the Heat. They didn't want to bet against them. Now they suck again.
What are you talking about?
I'm not worried. I'm not worried at all about the Heat. And like Giannis, this is my worry. My worry is just continuing to get banged up. Does he make it healthy the whole way? Like, that's where my concern would be. Because he probably, like, for instance, if he sits this next game, like, it's got to be a problem. You know what I mean? That could be something that just gets re-aggravated. Like, I just would be very nervous if I'm a Bucks fan that I will not have a healthy Giannis in the Eastern Conference Finals, and then you find out after that he was really banged up and was just battling through it. That would be my concern.
And I think the other concern is that Chris Middleton is probably never going to be that guy. I mean, maybe we've seen guys take over a year to recover from these injuries, but he's not looking like the guy that won the championship for him when they went. What year was that? 2021. And not looking like the same guy. I mean, it's like Clay, right? Where you see the flashes there, and he could still score. But the defensive intensity and his ability to get those stops isn't there. And what made him so important was his value as a two-way player. So, yeah, the Bucks' concern to me is completely warranted. Yeah, and Tyler, I like the Bucks on Wednesday, so I don't want to hear that.
Yeah, you guys.
In fact, I bet him at -8 because I said I didn't want to wait for the news, and we were supposed to RPB tag it when we got the news. But you and I were both in the car.
We were all worried. We're like, "Oh, Giannis isn't gonna play. Like, I don't know if we want to bet him." Like,
no, I was with you. You said on the show, it doesn't matter whether or not he plays. Yeah. Lay it right now. I did that, and we should have had the RPB tag on. We were trying to get cute, and because we thought we were gonna get the 2 extra free points, and we forgot to put it on there because we were both in the car.
Spread. I want to call it. McKeel says Giannis is fine. They just need him right. They just don't need him right now. I agree. They don't need him right now. My point I'm getting at is
he's fine. He wouldn't.
We do not know the actual severity of it, and if it's the Eastern Conference Finals, there's a better chance of him re-aggravating an injury. This isn't something that just goes away. We see this all the time in the playoffs. Guys get banged up, and then they continue to get banged up in future series. We've seen it with Joel Embiid. I'm just saying, if I'm a Bucks fan, I'm a little more worried. Now, I'm not a Bucks fan. I'm a Celtics guy, hoping the Celtics win it. Yes, you could say that's maybe a bias take because of it, but I think the Celtics have looked really good.
They're like way better. Celtics is like the best team in the NBA right now.
The fact that the Celtics are still priced behind the Bucks to win the finals is criminal.
They're priced behind them.
They're plus 340. The Bucks are.
I think that's just taking into account the Game 7 would be in Milwaukee if the two teams played.
I might just. But what is the line on the Celtics?
Plus 340.
I want to sell all my Suns. Like I got Suns and Lakers tickets before they made their trades. Like before they traded KD.
So you're sitting on good tickets.
I'm sitting on very good tickets, but I basically can take like 3 times or 4 times my money with it right now, or I could wait. Like I don't know. I want to get on the Celtics really bad. I want to like sell those tickets at the perfect point and then jump on the Celtics. That's my game plan. I just have to figure out the right way to do it. Maybe I get on the Celtics now at this number with the intention of selling the other tickets. I got to figure out how to do it properly. But that's kind of
next year, Tyler will have to talk about NBA championship coach Joe Mazzulla. I'd love to see that.
That would be great. And then
love to see that.
The Sixers still look like the same Sixers. Like they're just not impressive. Like, do they wow? Like just eye test. Do they wow you? They don't. Like, do they look like a team that's going to win a title? No, they don't.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully Joel Embiid can listen to some Eminem this weekend and please stand up. The Boston Celtics.
Travis, is there a pathway that this second game we talk about, the Cleveland-New York game, that the winner of that series upsets Milwaukee and gets into the Eastern Conference Finals? So I think there is a route that happens.
Yeah, of course. If Milwaukee's not 100%.
Wait, if Giannis, well, here's the thing. My issue is I think it's clear the Cavs are like a player or two away. Like, I think it's obvious.
Yeah, they're definitely bench depth. They need bench depth bad.
One giant issue with the Cavs is just for me. Like I'm not a big fan of the like let Donnie Mitchell cook and drop like 45 to 50. Like I don't think that's winning basketball. Like I'm not a big fan of it. So I think the Knicks are still. I think the Knicks are winning that series for sure. I still feel. That's what I said at the start. I was like, if I had to pick, I'd go on that one. And I wanted to get the 2-1, and I didn't get the 2-1. But I feel after watching, I'm like Jalen Brunson's the best player in the series. I feel confident in that Knicks team.
Travis, great question in the chat. How much help does Russell Westbrook need? Your thoughts?
He needs help. Like it's not it. I don't know how to explain it, like, but it's just not it. Like
the Russell Westbrook slander has been a consistent bit on this show, right? We've gone to it's been like a crutch for us, right? When we had problems with content, right? Yeah. Oh, we didn't do enough prep today. Let's just slander Westbrook for a half hour, watch the views counts and jump through the roof, watch the chat go crazy, right? But we have to give him credit. I think he's been playing fantastic. He's been playing really well. So, like, one thing I'll give him is, like, I mean, man, the dude shot 3 for 19 and then, like, still battled. Like, impressive that he can still – are we overlooking that he shot 3 for 19 in that game? Like, are we overlooking that? I mean, come on. Like, he's going to drag a really shitty team to playoffs and, like, they're just going to get 4-0 dusted. Like, great. He doesn't fit well as a primary ball handler. He just doesn't. Like, he's a primary ball handler that like drags a really shitty team to the playoffs and then they get dusted now. It's just there's nothing you can do about it. You know where Westbrook would be? I love that you're doubling down on the slander. We had an opportunity. It was wide open. There's a red carpet right there for you to do what I just did and say, you know what? Maybe we were unfair to this guy. Let's give him a little praise. Let's go ahead and give him credit. He's been playing fantastic basketball, but you doubled down. Keep going, man. Keep going. I'll at least tip the cap that he's played a couple of good games and like, in the one game, I'm not tipping the cap. He shot 3 for 19. He closed the 5 minutes like a boss. I'll give him that. But it's just, he's not it. Like, no, wait, hold on. I have to interrupt you. I'm sorry. He just tried to pull defense out. We, the people who hasn't cared about defense. He did that earlier in the week, too. Every single time I brought up defense on the show for a full year is now saying Westbrook is important because of defense. This is unbelievable. Send Joey work the link. I'm not disagreeing that he was a dog out there. Like, I trust me. Like, it was fun to watch. But on the flip side, you're starting an NBA team. Is he the guy you want leading your team? Like, he doesn't fit with people. Like, who would he fit with? I mean, according to my new man, the defensive guru, We the People, he says he can make it up on defense.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not it. Like it's just
I so wanted him to win. I'm to the point where I'm rooting for him. Right. Well, first of all, because I adopted the Clippers as one of my favorite teams just because they smoke the Lakers all the time, so that they earned a spot in the Pantheon. But he's been so downtrodden. I've been rooting for him. I was just too.
I mean, what are we doing? Like the guys that are like waving the Westbrook towel in the chat. Like what makes it a successful Westbrook season? Like I just don't get what we're doing here. That's all I'm saying. Like I don't get where the love comes from. Like what team could you put Westbrook on and you'd be like, yeah, they're gonna win a title now because you added him. The Kings?
No, Phoenix.
Oh, Phoenix?
Switch them out with Chris Paul, they still win.
The paint would be really. I guess the paint. It wouldn't.
They'll just game plan.
I'll say that him and Ayton together is not a pick and roll combo I'm in for. But
they'll just game plan to have him stand in the corner. He'll just be defense on that Suns team.
Let's see where else could he throw him on Boston. He wouldn't ruin the Celtics.
So this is what I'll ask the chat. What do you want me to say? Like, yes, I already said he played good for like the couple games. Like it's been impressive.
You got to write him.
But what else do you want me to say? I still don't want him on my team, and I played him in DFS. Literally for every I've been playing him.
All right, our obligatory
Westbrook
segment is over.
Let's jump in there. He's cheeks. There we go.
What about the Mavs? Can you help out the Mavs, Travis?
No.
No one can help out the Mavs right now. It's not looking good.
They can turn around quick. Do we have any more overall playoff thoughts before we dive in to tonight's games? Any more hot takes you want to roll out the chat with Travis?
Yeah, I mean, We the People says, bro, Mangone, every star has like 3 co-stars. Let's knock it off. Yeah, he's got 2 co-stars, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, professional basketball players that don't play professional basketball. Like, it's not going well for him over there.
Yeah, too bad, Kawhi. And you guys will have to look up this guy, Bill Walton, played for UCLA, then won a championship with the Portland Trailblazers. Pretty
that's what Dame needs. Let's give Dame Russell Westbrook so we can get some help. Damian Lillard needs all the help in the world. All I hear is he needs a star. He needs a star. There's Russell Westbrook. Let him go.
No, they're in the same position. I'm talking about Bill Walton.
No, they'll be great together, Spread. I mean, come on. He just needs a star. And Damian Lillard's a star in need of other stars. It's perfect.
Even Lillard's catches slander. You're on fire today. If you guys don't give us a thumbs up for the the performance you got from Travis Mangone today, I don't know what we have to do here on the NBA right now. Brought to you by RunPureSports.com. Tyler, did you send Joey that link?
Yeah,
sorry, Fred. I gotta go in, Mark. Marquis, if you'd play Westbrook props, you'd like him too. I play him in DFS. Just because you produce fantasy points doesn't mean you're good at actual like real basketball compared to some of these other guys. Like he's a great fantasy producer. You know who's a great fantasy producer? Boban Marjanovic. If Boban is a starter, I'm interested because his fantasy point per minute is insane. If Boban is starting in round 1 of the playoffs, I'm actually interested in the other team because he's going to get slaughtered in the pick and roll. Like it's just the truth. He's a great fantasy player, but for basketball and like the playoff style, I don't want him on my team. I'm sorry.
All right, that's enough for us for the day. The Boston Celtics are -5.5. They're in Atlanta. They're taking on the Hawks. The total here, 228.5. Tyler, you're going to hate this. Travis is going to hate this. But to me, it's Atlanta Hawks or pass. I do not want to play Boston on the road. But we had the same conversation yesterday. I said Nets or pass. Philly ended up covering. So, right, it's not like these completely superior teams that match up really well don't have a chance to get that Game 3 win. A win tonight for the Celtics would essentially end the series because it would be 3-0. They should just do a 3-0. I was thinking about that. They should just cancel the series. If you go up 3-0, just cancel it. Right? These guys want rest anyways. Regardless, I think it's Hawks or pass, but I think you're going to have a different opinion. What are your thoughts, Tyler?
Yeah, I mean, I'm on the complete opposite side. I don't see how it's Hawks or pass. Like, I just don't see their pathway.
Well, you know they're going to play way better at home. The role players are going to shoot better, just like Golden State did. All the players are going to shoot better.
But now we're comparing the former champs to a Hawks team that hasn't done anything. So I don't think the Hawks have a path. I think they're just going to put all the guys on Trae Young. He's committed 5 turnovers. He shot less than 50% from the field in both games in the beginning of the series. You look back on his playoff series, It's almost like Miami was the team that figured them out last year, and they gave the blueprint to everyone else. Boston's going to do what they've done to them and force these other guys to beat them. I think the Hawks are getting swept. I think Boston's hitting that stride again where they're just going to start rolling teams. So I'm taking Boston at the shorter number. I think Atlanta maybe hangs around for 3 quarters and then they get pounded.
Look who took a break from absolutely crushing baseball. Thank you for the money, Joey Work. I've been blowing it on stupid NBA home team parlays, but hey, what you want to do with your winnings is your own decision. Right? Some people buy steak, other people blow it on betting all the home teams in NBA Game 3s. Joey, how are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm in Tampa, about to meet up with fucking Kurt. Go watch the Rays get beaten up. We're going to shoot some content, but you already know I got my Knicks gear on. First home game. Mangone's already betting the fucking Knicks. That's when you know. You better watch out for this team, Mangone.
I'm in on the Knicks. I already bet them yesterday. I'm ready to roll. I told Spread at the start of the series. He's like, oh, well, the Cavs have the best player. I said, not so fast. They don't have the best player in the series. The Knicks have the best player.
I Jalen Brunson, best player on the floor. Let's just move to that game right now since we have Joey with us real quick. Joey, break down the game, and then we're going to get Travis's thoughts on it as well.
I mean, if there's the biggest home court advantage in NBA right now is you watch even LeBron. I think he tweeted out last time the Knicks were in the playoffs. I know it's been a while. He tweeted out, man, the Garden's riot. I mean, what do you think the Garden's going to be like tonight? It's going to be fucking loud in that bitch. The Knicks win by, what's the spread? Knicks win by 10 plus. Bet the fucking alternate lines. The Knicks are winning by a margin here. Yeah, they're getting out hot, and they're just going to continue to roll. It's going to be almost like what happened last game, but the opposite side, I think. I just think the Knicks come to play tonight. It's going to be it's going to be a fun-ass game. I'll be in Tampa fucking screaming like a maniac at one of these TVs at a bar.
Travis, your thoughts here. Are you joining Joey betting this Knicks team?
Yeah, we'll say there might be a New York bar down in Tampa. I wouldn't be shocked because all the all the people from the East Coast flock down to Florida. So it wouldn't shock me if you can find a good New York bar to watch it if you did some research. But I'm excited for the Knicks. I'm on the Knicks tonight. Jalen Brunson's going to crush DFS wise. I think it's going to be a really good spot for him. I know some people, we were talking in the Run Pure Sports chat. We were looking at some of these minutes on these Knicks, and it's been a little more spaced out than I want it to be. But, I mean, last game wasn't really like a real game, right? Like, Hartenstein played 26 minutes. Well, why did Hartenstein play 26 minutes? All you got to do is go to Popcorn Machine, look it up, and kind of read into the scenario. And the reason why he played so many minutes was because he played from the 4:52 mark in the third till the end of the game and didn't take a break because it was a blowout, right? And yeah, they brought in Brunson at times, some of these other guys, but these minutes will go back to the Tom Thibodeau type minutes. I certainly expect that. And I'll tell you this, Jalen Brunson played 36 minutes in that blowout. Like, the dude's, he's going to play 40 minutes tonight. Like, think about the first game. Why did he not play a lot of minutes that first game? He was in foul trouble. This is the Jalen Brunson, just 50 fantasy point plus spot. Like, just put him on your teams, lock it in. Jalen Brunson, absolutely love him tonight. Not a huge fan of Julius Randle. Don't need to pay the tag. The tag is getting a little cheaper, but I prefer Brunson. If I had to pick, definitely my favorite guy in this game. On the Cavs side of the ball, I don't know if I knew Donnie Mitchell. I'm struggling with Mitchell here in this spot. It is Mitchell in the guard, and people want to talk about that, but I just think the Knicks are going to beat them pretty bad, and you do have the chance where they lose that run a little bit. I'm going to be lower on Cavs because I like some other guards, right? I like Brunson. I like guys that we'll talk about in these coming up games. So I'm just going to be naturally, I think, lower on the Cavs. The one good thing about this team is their rotation's pretty tight, right? You get Donovan Mitchell for 38 minutes last game. You got Mobley for 39, Allen for 35, Garland for 36. LeVert played 40 also, which the LeVert 40 didn't make a lot of sense. I think the reason he played 40 was because of the blowout. That was a big reason why. In the second half, he only sat for literally a minute. So he played 23 of 24 second half minutes. That's pretty insane. I'm not expecting that again. For me, I'm Xing out all these bums like Chetai Osman, I don't need these guys. Danny Green, not going to catch that bait in my DFS lineups. If I play any of them, they mix throughout my teams because it's a 3-game slate, and I'll be playing probably 50 to 100 teams on DraftKings. It'll mainly be the core guys of Mitchell, Mobley, Allen, or Garland. But for me, I want to be overweight on Jalen Brunson. Definitely my favorite play in this game by far.
Tyler, Joey's got me all fired up to bet the Knicks. Can I have your blessing to hit submit right now?
Yeah, I'll give it to you, spread. I mean, we talked about it before this series. I think this is the perfect zigzag one. They picked up game 1. Cavs stole game 2. Lines up for the Knicks to come back home in game 3 and just throttle them. So I like Joey's thought too. There's that win margin bet. Knicks to win by 11 plus at plus 320. I'll sprinkle on that because I could definitely see the Cavs. They were bad on the road this year. They're not the same away from Cleveland.
That's a good point.
I could see the Knicks pounding them here tonight. So I love that bet.
There you go. Toss
bet,
all the Knicks money line bets with Joey Works baseball bets together too. A little parlay action. 2-teamers. There you go.
That UFC winner that's on the sheet from Joey already. Love
I gotta get it on that. I got it on the Mets one yesterday. I gotta get it on the UFC one with the Knicks. That sounds like a good 2-day sweat.
Joey, our basketball thoughts you got for us? What have been your other overall thoughts on the playoffs, non-Knicks related?
I mean, what happened to Kawhi? Why did he not play?
He had like a knee or something.
Sprained his knee.
Yeah, game 1, I think.
Yeah, game 1 he aggravated the injury. Played through it game 2, and I guess he couldn't go in game 3.
These guys are such fucking females. It's not even funny. Like, this is the biggest games of the year. We're gonna sit out, and we're gonna have Westbrook's gonna be the number 1 star in the team. They ain't gonna win. They ain't gonna win shit like that.
But Russell Westbrook's a star, Joey Work. He's the greatest player.
He is a fucking star. You're right. He's a great number 2 on a team. I don't know if he can lead a fucking team. Kevin Durant can't even lead a fucking team. LeBron James can't even lead a fucking team. So we need. I mean, yeah, he is a star.
Not a lot of alphas anymore, Joey Work. You're not wrong. There's not a lot of alphas.
No shit. There's no alphas anymore.
Who's an alpha? Ian Edwards. That's an alpha right there.
Yeah, and Edwards. He played good game 1, right? Or in that fucking play-in game, right? How about the Philly game? They throw out what's his name for sack tapping him, right? And
Harden.
then Embiid just Harden, and then Embiid just kicks somebody on purpose, gets a flagrant 1. But Draymond. Somebody grabs Draymond's foot and he gets tossed for the game and a game extra. I mean, like, what is going on here? They didn't want to throw out both of the stars for Philly. Like, if
they didn't throw Embiid out. They didn't throw Embiid out. They didn't throw him out because it was 2 minutes into the game. They were like, we're not ruining this game right off the bat.
He should have been fucking thrown out. They should have lost that game in Brooklyn. Make it a little, get the NBA a couple extra games in that series. Come on.
You seen it too, because they took extra long to figure out if that was a flagrant 1 or 2. It was like somebody behind the scenes was like, listen, you're not throwing the main star of the team out in game 3. Like, just leave him in there.
Yeah, he was pointing at the back of his jersey to show his name.
Yep, he didn't let him know. He's like, it's who I am. That's why I'm still on the floor.
Yeah, Embiid's talking shit to the Nets. The Nets are, the Nets are not very good at all. So God bless. Keep talking shit, pal. We'll see you next round.
Joey, who's going to win, Kings or Warriors? Pretty tough setback for us last night.
Yeah, Kings have looked, I didn't think they were going to win game 2, so they look really good. Good for you, spread. I'm happy for you, we're like the same when it comes to the NBA, fucking Knicks suck all the time. Kings are probably worse, but so I don't want to
they are.
Yeah, I don't want to hurt your feelings, but I do think the Kings, I think the Warriors probably come back and still win the series.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see that.
The good news for you, Spread, is if the Kings do win this series, you feel good about them, kind of playing and rolling. You know what I mean? Because this is a big hurdle to get over. You know what I mean?
It's like having that 5-5-5 ticket, right, Travis? It's a free roll, right? Yeah. Nothing can really go wrong, right? I mean, you're already ahead of the game.
Watch out. Maybe things will roll so much we'll get a Kings Knicks title. That'd be insane.
Yeah, right.
That I mean,
we need a lot of injuries from here.
Plane crashes.
I'm about to say we might need some planes to hit the ground with players in them.
Jalen Brunson will need to turn into Dirk Nowitzki for the Mavs when he won.
Somebody go get him Michael Jordan secret juice from Space Jam.
Yeah,
that's pretty wild. All right. Well,
thanks, Joey. Appreciate you jumping on. Appreciate all the winners you've been putting on the spreadsheet. If you guys don't know, you should know by now, but if you don't, runpuresports.com is the place to be. Joey, people are taking advantage of those winners, but let's say there's people in the chat right now, right, that aren't members of runpuresports.com. They're finding about all this money that I get to waste because I'm winning it, taking your plays. Give us your promo code and let them know what's going on in the baseball streets before you go enjoy some time with Kurt.
What a great host, by the way. Yeah, promo code WORK15, WERK, 39 and 29 plus 13.17 units to start MLB. I mean, I don't know what else the fuck you want. We're 20 days into the MLB season. We're already up fucking 13 units. So I got 3 more plays on the sheet tonight. I'll give you a free play because I came on here. Fuck it. We'll do Reds first 5 money line. I gave it out plus 135 last night. I know a lot of line movement. I think you get like plus 110, plus 115 on the Reds, but Reds first 5 money line. There's a free play for you guys. Enjoy it. I'm also going to tweet out or put it on social media, whatever Kurt wants to do. We're doing the same game parlay from the fucking stadium tonight for the Tampa Bay Rays game. All right.
Thanks for jumping on, Joey. We'll catch you soon.
You're fucking yawning over there.
I was up at 4:30 in the morning, so I'm a little tired.
Oh, excuses. You know who are there for, right?
What?
Excuses. You know who they're for, right?
For losers?
That's right. I got fucking I'm in Florida. My phones go off at 4:45 in the morning because they did a fucking test accidentally on our cell phones rather than the TV. It's going on both my cell phones going off 4:45 in the morning. You don't hear me complaining.
Yeah, I didn't complain. I'm just yawning. That's all.
Okay.
If you want to be able to afford 2 cell phones, make sure you take advantage of those Joy Work winners. Promo code WORK15, runpuresports.com. Thanks, Joey. Go Knicks.
All right, yeah, appreciate you guys. Tyler, I'll see you next. I'll talk to you. I'll see you next week, bro. Pittsburgh next week.
Yep. I'll see you next week.
Right.
The world tour, the Work World Tour continues.
That's right. Peace.
Later.
All right. The show's kind of gone off the rails here, but we're going to go back to the Hawks, Celtics. I like the Hawks. I haven't bet it yet, though, but that's just the way I was leaning. Tyler said I'm stupid. Take the Celtics. What are your thoughts, Mangone?
Yeah, we're on the Celtics Hawks. Celtics Hawks definitely a good DFS game. I said it last game. I'll say it again. Play Bogdanovich. Like just play him. It's the easiest play on the board. For me at least. I don't know what his ownership's not coming in because I already ran stuff. No one's really playing Bogdanovich. That sounds good to me. What is his price tag? Let's see. He's coming in at a little bit, very small percentage, and he's 5-1. Yeah. Bogdanovich is the best play on the board. Projection sites are going to have it wrong, I'm sure. Let me see what I got on his minutes because I think his minutes are going to be completely wrong here. Let's see. Minutes-wise spread, we got 30 minutes. He played 33 last game. So, yeah, I mean, they've done a better job. Last game, it was not 30. I believe it was 26 or 27. But Bogdanovich, one of the best players on the board. They just need him, right? I saw it in game 1. It was really obvious spread. You saw Murray and you saw Trey and you saw guys like Jalen Johnson, Sadiq Bey, Collins. When you have too many of those like 3-and-D guys that can't dribble and the Celtics can just switch on you with all these guards, good luck, right? It's just over. You need ball handlers to be able to make it happen. Bogdanovich helps make that happen. He's the best player on the board at 5.1K as a value for me, so I absolutely love him. Definitely going to be overweight on him. You don't have to play 100%, but he's not going to be that owned. Certainly going to have him. Clint Capella, he only played 21 minutes last game. He did not close. That's going to happen when they're losing, right? Like they need an actual shooter in there, and they put John Collins in there to be able to kind of close it out. DeAndre Hunter, too. I think DeAndre Hunter is another option that you want to really consider. Dude played 39 minutes. Now, why did he play 39 minutes? Well, when you have those ball handlers out there and you have Bogdanovich on the floor, well, what's going to happen? Now you need some defense. When you have Trae Young and Bogdanovich out there who can't really defend, you need some defense. And because of that, you have to have Hunter on the floor. He just makes so much sense to basically be a guy that plays a million minutes and plays at the 3 or the 4. You could even do the 5 if you really want to get crazy. They did put him at the 5 for they didn't even put him at the 5. Sorry. They had John Collins in there with Capella. So, yeah, maybe they won't try that 5 thing. But regardless, he's going to play the 3. He's going to play the 4. And when they put Bogdanovich at the 2, Hunter's going to have a lot of opportunity to go. Jalen Johnson did not even play the second half, only played 5 minutes. I'm curious to see if that bounces back a little bit. Sadiq Bey only played 15. Overall, like I said, it's really Bogdanovich and it's really it's Bogdanovich and it's Hunter. And I don't hate John Collins. One thing I'll probably do, I'll probably set a rule max of 2 of Hunter, Bogdanovich, and Collins. I don't want all 3 on teams. because I'm going to make adjustments to my projections so I get more of them, and I don't want them all together. So I think getting 2 of them is fine, but not 3. Trae Young is perfectly fine. We know he can pop off. He's finally at home. Does he do it in this spot? Star at home who shoots the ball from 3. He could get there and be an option, but I think I'm using my salary in other ways at guard. I talked about liking Jalen Brunson, and I'm going to like some of these Celtics. I think it's a really good spot for Derek White and his minutes, and all these Celtics minutes have been really good. If you look, Sam Hauser, I think the first game he only played like 8 minutes. Second game he played 15 minutes. Other than that, it's just an 8-man rotation, right? They're not playing anyone else. Robert Williams and Al Horford, they are basically splitting the 5. Yeah, there's a little bit of overlap. Horford played 32 minutes and Williams played 22. So there's some overlap, but it's basically a split where you're getting a lot of these minutes for these guards. Malcolm Brogdon played 28. Marcus Smart played 33. Derek White played 34. And Derek White, you could argue, Tyler, we talk comeback players of the not comeback, most improved players of the year, right? Like Derek White, not saying he should have been the most improved, but the man has definitely improved this season, right? He has
100%
gotten a lot better. Definitely a different Derek White. I love Derek White in this spot. I'd probably rank them White number 1, Smart, and then Brogdon. I know it's a homecoming game for our guy Jaylen Brown. I think Brogdon's from the area too, but Jaylen Brown has not been as impressive. But overall, we have to like these Celtics. That's one reason why I'm not going to like as many of these Cavs. I think these Celtics are just way better, so I'm going to get overweight on them. And like I said, Bogdanovich is like my play of the slate, guy that I absolutely love. Loved him last time. Love him again. I think he's just in an incredible spot that I want to make sure I have a lot of exposure to.
Tyler, Travis in that breakdown talked about how Clint Capella's getting less minutes. I bet the under on his rebounds. And my idea is I just don't think he's going to get enough minutes to get to double digits in rebounds. It's at 11.5, and I got plus money. Loving that pick. Do you have any props for the people?
Yeah, I haven't really looked over props in this game yet. I love that Capella look. I'm going right back to the Trae Young turnovers. I mean, he had 5 turnovers again last game. Mm-hmm. He's racked up the turnovers a ton in these playoff games. If they're giving me 4.5 at plus money again, I will be on that. And I don't mind taking the Brown props at home. I feel like he puts up a ton of points here. He looks like he's ready for this game. He's got some custom shoes that are all over Twitter he's wearing tonight. He's probably putting 30 on the board. So I like Jaylen Brown's points here.
All right. You like Jaylen Brown. Anything more from this game? And then we already did Cavaliers Knicks. We'll move to Nuggets T-Wolves.
Well, one thing that is encouraging, if there's a game that is going to be close for the Hawks, it's probably the game 3, right? Like, it's competitive, which makes you like more Celtics, in my opinion, which makes you feel way more confident in these Celtics options. So that's one thing to kind of note when thinking through the script as well.
Doesn't it seem like it lines up like yesterday's Philly-Brooklyn game where it's like, yeah, they might hang around for most of the game, and in the end, they still don't cover?
That was exactly what I was going to ask you. Let's say I'm dead set on betting the Hawks. I'm not, but let's just say I was for the sake of this very fun question. I got to play the first half instead of the full game. Right?
I agree.
Although that didn't work for us yesterday with the Nets, but
that's exactly how I would play it too.
Yeah, I could see that. They come out on the floor, they're raining threes in. Even the first, I don't mind doing, because I know some of those books have like the first quarter winner and then the full game winner. Yeah. I don't hate just breaking it down even farther. Hawks win the first quarter, Celtics win the game.
All right, there you have it. A bunch of different ways to approach this game. Brought to you by RunPureSports.com. Hit that thumbs up. The Denver Nuggets are -2. They're in Minnesota. They're taking on the T-Wolves. The total is 222.5. Tyler, this is the one spot I don't like the home team. I think we've done 6 home team game 3s, and I picked the home team 5 times. I'm not going 6 for 6 here. I haven't bet it yet because I hate betting against. I hate betting the road team in game 3. But that proverbial $100 that I have to bet, I'm taking the Nuggets. What do you think?
I just put it on the over if I were you. I think this game goes flying over. I think both teams put points on the board.
Okay.
I lean towards the Nuggets side, but after what I seen last game, where it's like, oh, they're in full control of this game. Third quarter, it was like, where the hell is everybody? Are we still playing a basketball game here? Minnesota still is. Doesn't look like Denver is. Yeah, they woke up in the fourth quarter, but it also looked like Minnesota just blew their load to get that game where it was. They were exhausted after that point. If they come out lackadaisical here up 2-0, I could see Minnesota running this lead out pretty far, and now Denver's fighting from behind, trying to get that lead back late in the game. So I'm probably just staying away from the side and just playing the over here. I think that total flies over that 222 number.
All right. Tyler likes the over. I lean the Nuggets, but I haven't bet it yet. What do you think, Travis?
Yeah, I might have a crazy bet for you. What do we think of Rudy Gobert's points over?
Why?
Yeah, reasoning.
Because they were just giving him free buckets last game because like why wouldn't you? You know what I mean? Like weren't you watching the game and like, oh, they're just letting Rudy score, like that's fine. You know what I mean? Like why not force it out of his hands, hedge off of Gobert, and then you get the open dunk more, or not open dunk, right? But he's got to go up there and try to put it in, force it in his hands off that pick and roll, rather than force it in Ant's hands on the drive, right? Like that's just what I noticed. It's one of those bets, super uncomfortable, sounds awful to make a wager on, but I don't think it's terrible. Like it sounds gross. I get it. It's 12.5 is what I'm seeing.
So yesterday you rostered Russell Westbrook, and today you're going to bet over on a Rudy Gobert point prop. Am I in the upside down? Is this an episode of Stranger Things, Travis?
I'll admit I haven't placed the wager yet. I'm more so having the conversation to see what we're doing, see if it's a good idea. I don't think it's crazy. I'm just, again, when you watch the playoffs, sometimes, like, for instance, Vaughn is just literally living and dying by doubling Joel Embiid, right? And, like, what they're doing is working. And, like, Ant did show out and go absolutely off, but Ant made some difficult shots. It's not like Ant was just, like, getting, like, free buckets. Those buckets were hard to get. Some of those layups he made were pretty crazy. So, yeah, I don't think it's a crazy route. Jamal Murray, I love Jamal Murray DFS-wise. Like, I'm going to make sure to have Jamal Murray on my teams. Definitely going to like a lot of these guards today. It might be a 4-guard day for me. So, yeah, I like Jamal Murray a lot. He's definitely be someone I look at. I worry about Aaron Gordon DFS-wise. I wouldn't hate wagering his points under just because they've been sticking Aaron Gordon's been stuck with Rudy Gobert. If you watch the game, like, he's just been stuck with him around the rim. And how does Jokic typically get his points, right? Well, he gets his, or how does Aaron Gordon get his points? Well, he gets them around the rim. So just depends on how much he wants to sag off. Let me just double check and see how Aaron Gordon has done with the line. So line has been 14.5. Has he even gone over it? I know he's gotten like some alley-oops and stuff. He got 12 and 13 points. So 11 shot attempts in the first game and 7 in the other. I don't think his under's a bad idea. I worry about the Gordon thing just because he's not going to shoot that 3-pointer, right? He's not going to get as many good open looks around the rim. So, yeah, I think that's one I would consider betting too if you want. Like Ant in DFS, again, he has so much usage, right? It's just absurd. One thing to call out, I know Cat was in foul trouble last game. That's just what Cat does, right? He gets in foul trouble. And Jokic is a guy that gets people in foul trouble. So I am slightly concerned about Cat. I know he's a popular DFS play. And also sometimes the shots are not falling for him. He's someone I'll probably just go even with the field on just because I don't even want to put a take of over or under on it. I just don't want to get killed by it. So, yeah, I think that's how I'm going to kind of handle him. Michael Porter Jr., very points-dependent player. So I typically don't love point-dependent guys, especially a point-dependent shooter on the road. Just not super excited about Michael Porter Jr. in this spot. Let's see if there's anything else. Can we get behind Mike Conley? What is his price? I know I saw him on like some teams. Wasn't a crazy amount. Taurean Prince likely starts again, spread. Would you agree?
Yep.
So if he starts, you have a 3.7K starter. 3.7K starter is encouraging. He was also in foul trouble last game. You assume he's not in as much foul trouble. How do you think that gets affected with like the Naw situation? Do you think he for sure closes or do you think Naw does?
It's game dependent.
Yeah.
If the Timberwolves are ahead, Prince is going to play. If they're behind, I think you'll see more Naw.
Okay, I know Naw. One thing I'll call out, Naw was playing great defensively on Jamal.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, it wasn't just, Jamal Murray shot 0 for 5, right? It was like he was denying the ball in his hands. When you can deny the ball in their hands and play like that tight, it was impressive and it was very good. So don't sleep on Naw. I mean, Naw played 26.6 minutes. Let's see what his first half minutes were. His first half minutes were 4, so it was 5 in the first quarter and then another 5, so it was 10. That's the one that he definitely did get the Prince closeout run. So he definitely did get that, which is kind of annoying, but it is the truth. Kyle Anderson is also another guy that comes off the bench, right, that ends up like closing at times too. So that's like another frustrating aspect of it all. So yeah, that's what's going to make Noah kind of a tough roster. But they did go only 8 bodies. I'll also mention that. They only played 8 guys. And you know who else only played 8 guys? The Nuggets. They only played 8. It was Bruce Brown, Christian Braun, and Jeff Green. And the rest of the guys, Jamal Murray, 39, KCP, 39, Aaron Gordon, 32, MPJ, 28. And MPJ was in foul trouble. So that's where he lost a huge stretch of run. And then Nikola Jokic, 38. So this Nuggets rotation's tight right now. So definitely going to like this game from a DFS perspective. Like Jamal Murray the most, probably my favorite. Going to be tougher to get to Jokic because I just don't know how much salary relief I'll have. But yeah, I think he's definitely in play and a good spend up if you can. Like Ant Edwards a lot. Rudy Gobert is cheap if he's going to play. Maybe he's going to play 39 minutes. The problem is I think he played the 39 minutes because of the foul trouble of Karl-Anthony Towns. I think that kind of played a little bit of a factor there. But Gobert is cheap. I will call out 3.5K. But the guys in this game that I like the most, Prince is a value, Ant is a spend, and yeah, trying to figure out what to do with Cat and Gobert because I think they're both really good plays. But yeah, I don't think they're both going to get there. Like maybe set some rules with these guys. I think that's one thing I'll definitely do with these Timberwolves when I kind of run my teams.
Couple questions from the chat. Nathan wants to know, who do you play at captain if you're doing a Nuggets-Wolves showdown?
If I had to pick, it's likely just Jamal Murray. I just think he's like been going to be amazing for the rest of the series. But I would have to go through, and I'll be in the Discord chat tonight. I'll post a core in the chat tonight. I have to actually like run the optimizer and see what it's doing. It's really hard without actually doing that. I've already ran stuff for this slate. I haven't made all my adjustments. When I do make my adjustments, I'll update it in my single entry 3 max content. I'll say, hey, these are some of the things I'm doing. There's sometimes where I see like the optimizer has like 4 Timberwolves, and I go, that's not for me. I'm maybe going to do 3, and I'll just make some rules. Maybe I'll say, hey, separate Karl-Anthony Towns and Anthony Edwards. And maybe it's because most of my teams are getting like 70% Ant and like 60% Cat, and that's just a quick way to make your teams kind of unique. And I also don't know if they're both going to hit their ceiling, So those are things that I kind of do. I also mentioned guys that I'm keying in on. I mean, the other day was Luke Kennard. He got 25. It wasn't terrible. Bogdanovich, who got a nice 30 spot. I've had some pretty good calls so far in this postseason. I think I feel pretty confident the guy that I'm going to be pretty overweight on, that's like a value play, is Bogdanovich. Harris is another one I've been on because Embiid, just the double team, it's obvious that Tobias Harris has gotten some clear and obvious opportunities. So yeah, overall, those are kind of some of the things that I post in my single entry 3 max stuff. And I also post 3 sets of cores for you to kind of, mix and match or just play the core how it is.
RunPureSports.com. I think I already know the answer, but we'll go ahead and ask it. DeJounte or Jamal Murray?
Definitely Jamal. Jamal, like, if I had to pick, like, you like a good core spread, right? A show core.
Yeah.
For me, if I was just like sifting through it all, it'd probably be like guys I definitely like. When I go into the optimizer, I will be upping their projection to make sure I get more of. Jamal Murray, Jalen Brunson, Bogdanovich are definitely the guys that I would be getting a lot more of. Probably Derek White. I'd likely throw him at shooting guard. I think he has that eligibility. He does. So yeah, my 4-person core right now would probably be that. I'd probably throw Prince in there as a value for now, just because a starter.
How can you not play Prince on the night that it's the anniversary of Prince's death in Minnesota?
That's a great narrative.
How many Prince jerseys are there going to be in the crowd?
Yeah, you're not wrong. So
Narrative Street is alive and well.
Yeah.
We might not have revenge left and right tonight.
So
Travis.
if I give a show course,
narrative.
let me plug it in because I think it's going to be a good one. So you put Jamal Murray at your point guard, you put White at your shooting guard, Prince becomes your power forward for positions. You put Bogdanovich. I don't want him at guard because I want the util spot, so you're going to have 3 guards here. So you put Bogdanovich at small forward. And then who was the other guard I gave out? Who's the other guy I gave out?
Anthony Edwards?
No. Oh, Brunson. I like Brunson. So we're at 7.6 there. So that core gives you 6.5K for your last 3 spots. And one thing I've been doing DFS-wise, and I think this is a very smart way to think. 1, do not play too many bench players. Like, I've played bench players, but I've only played 1, right? Like, when it's like a max of 1 bench player, that's smart. There's one day where I played 3 bench players. That was my worst DFS play of the entire playoff slate. Like, I literally saw the team, literally it locked, and I said, I have 3 bench players. This team sucks. And I said, maybe it's because it's a slate where we have like all these cheap studs, and that's why I did it jam studs. No, it was my worst team. It wasn't good. Play guys that are playing minutes, play starters. That's super important right now. I can't stress it enough. Just make sure you're playing those guys. Murray's a starter, White's a starter, Bogdanovich isn't, Prince is, and then Brunson. Make sure your center, your forward, and your other utility are starters. And you know what? Bogdanovich, he might not be starting, but one thing that he will do is he will definitely get the closeout run. I feel pretty confident in that. And if you don't like the Bogdanovich call, switch it for DeAndre Hunter. Go for it. I like DeAndre Hunter a lot too. And I think you can play Bogdanovich and Hunter together, and it's not a crazy idea.
Tyler, Marquee Music Group wants to know over under for Jokic. One of your favorite players. 44.5 PRA.
I'd probably lean over there. I mean, that seems like a low PRA for him. And I think his game's going to be a lot closer. So I think he might go into that scoring mode where he's like, I have to score the ball to keep this game close. So I like that over there on the 44.
Yeah, I can see a big rebounding night from him as well, too. All right, there you have it. We made it through the slate in pretty good time. Pat myself on the back. Great hosting today. Tyler, we're not done yet, though. It's time for the best bet. Guys, hit those thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up. Tyler, what's your best bet?
I'm going to go with a little two-teamer spread. Give me the Knicks money line. Give me Boston money line. Get you right around plus 130. And then as for a prop, give me that Trae Young over 4.5 turnovers. Dude's just a turnover machine. Boston's going to force him into some bad spots. He'll have 5 turnovers tonight.
Travis, best bet for the night?
Best bet tonight, simple. It's the New York Knicks money line. I got him at minus 130. I saw it went down to minus 120. That's fine. We're on the wrong side, right? The sharps are pushing it the other way. We don't care. New York Knicks win. I'm with Joey work arm in arm. Let's get it.
All right, there you have it. I'm joining the New York Knicks too. Give me that -2. If you want a bonus, give me Jalen Brunson over 24.5 points. That is it for us. We will be back Monday, guys. It's 3 Eastern from here on out for the NBA playoffs. So we're having a great time with all you guys in the chat. And we've been making money on the NBA playoffs. So continue to join us, play the picks, cash the winners. Travis, words of wisdom before we go.
Yep. 4 words of wisdom spread. Are you ready? Ready to hit the button?
I got the button locked and loaded.
All right. Russell Westbrook is cheeks.